watching the station covering all of the DMV. DC News Now continues.
Now, earlier this morning, you may have been woken up to some thunderstorms, and that was between 2:30 and 3:30 this morning as this cold front is continuing to clear the area. Any lingering shower right now that's continuing to slide out, but it is a warm start to the day. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds out there later on this afternoon for your Wednesday, and we're going to be seeing those high temperatures back in those lower 80s for much of the area, and these 80s will be sticking around through the end of the week. Also, speaking of the end of the week, we do have some storm chances out there, especially tomorrow afternoon and also Friday afternoon. But speaking of some thunderstorms, yes, we did have some lightning strikes on the map across northern Virginia earlier this morning. I would say right around 3:30 this morning, a couple of those lightning strikes popping up there. But then now just seeing some lingering sprinkles across southern Maryland. Also a few showers back out towards Petersburg, West Virginia, and a couple of those light raindrops back over towards western Maryland being reported right now out towards Garrett County. So aside from that, the rest of the region pretty much dry at this point, but we're seeing partly to mainly cloudy conditions to start off this morning. This cold front will continue to dive its way farther south. It will stall a little bit just south of our area closer towards Richmond, and then we'll have a warm front that will follow right along that cold front into your Thursday, and that warm front will be ushering in, yes, warmer temperatures through the end of the week, but also will also usher in that chance for some showers and storms as we look in towards tomorrow afternoon. But out there later on today should be drier. Those temperatures right now, it's a warm start, 60s to low 70s, currently 71 in DC, middle 60s in Hagerstown, Manassas, as well as Fredericksburg, upper 60s, Lexington Park. Bit of a warmer start than yesterday morning. Most areas running at least 15 degrees warmer. Highs today back in the upper 70s to low to mid 80s across the map. Lower 80s for DC, right around 80 Annapolis and Lexington Park. Middle 80s farther south. Now here's that cold front continuing to dive its way farther south. Now we'll see decreasing cloud cover as that cold front continues to exit farther south, and we should be seeing those drier conditions prevailing through the latter half of the morning and into the afternoon. So those temperatures will warm back up, upper 70s to lower 80s, which is a little bit warmer than normal for this time of the year. Typically, we should be into those lower 70s for this time of the year. So we're tracking those highs into those lower 80s under a mix of sun and clouds today. Tomorrow, some isolated thunderstorm threats into the afternoon, but highs back in those lower 80s, mid to upper 80s out there on Friday. And we also have some scattered afternoon thunderstorms expected to round out the week. Here's that warm front that will be sliding its way in from our south and west, and we'll see those thunderstorms bubbling up as that front does push its way in across the area for tomorrow afternoon. Now Friday morning, could we see at least starting off with some isolated showers? Yes, but I think the bulk of the activity really holds off till later on Friday afternoon and evening with that front as it pushes through. Then this stalled front continues to meander over our area into Saturday, and that low pressure will ride right along it, and that will bring us even more wet weather, at least for the first half of the weekend. So Saturday, heads up, it's looking more and more likely that we'll need the rain gear before we dry things out, and Sunday will be the drier of the 2 weekend days. We'll see high temperatures back into those 70s this weekend. We'll be just shy of 80, looks like, on Saturday. Sunday should be lower 70s, which is seasonable for this time of the year. We still hold into those 70s to start off the next work week, but at least we'll be in the upper 70s by next Tuesday. All right.